Are we? Is it working? Okay. Hey, everybody, it's Patsy. How are you doing? Happy April Fool's Day. And I'm just here to do some readings. Maybe we'll go through some of the zodiac signs. But if anybody has any questions, they want to ask, hi, how you doing? Thanks for giving me a thumbs up. Let everybody know that you're here. Let me know where you're from. Say hi. And get ready. I wanted to show you all a new um, deck that I've been using and see what you all think about it. Pull a few cards and give it a go. I hope everybody's been doing well and staying safe until we get through these last few weeks, the last few months of this pandemic, so to speak. So let's see. What we're doing today, what I'm doing today, what I did earlier today for Taurus and Cancer is I just went ahead and allowed Spirit to tell me who the reading was for, since I'm asking who doing you. So when I did that this morning, I got Taurus and Cancer. So let's see who else needs to be alerted to the game. All right, so took out the cards for the signs out of the zodiac deck, and then shuffle those and see. I'm going to take Cancer and, well, I'll give them a chance to come back because they could be different. No, we'll take Taurus out. All right, so for now, that's fair, I think. All right, so let's see. Okay, Spirit, who would be this message? Who is this message for? Who doing? Whoever comes across this message, what sign should we focus on? Or is the focus? Who else needs to be aware for today? Thank you. One card. Give us a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Thanks for coming and say who you are and where you're from. Okay. Aries. All right. So we're going to see who doing Aries. And it's Aries season. So that's apropos. Aries gets another reading this month. All right. So I'm using Hoodoo Tarot. All right. Giving a shout out to Water Cup. That is terrible. Every time I go to remember her name and I know her name, I want to give her a shout out because I saw it. I had seen it before, but she actually used it on her channel. And I wanted to make sure that I recognized her for recommending it. And she did such a good job with it. She used it all the month of March and February, I believe, or maybe it was March. Queen Cup Tarot, that's what it was. Queen Cup Tarot. So the Hoodoo Tarot 78 card deck and book for root workers by Tayana Lee Lakula. And the artwork is by Caitlin Foisey, Caitlin V. Foisey. So I ordered that on Amazon, and I'm sure that you can find it there too. If not, the publishers are Destiny Books from Rochester, Vermont, and the website is www.destinybooks.com. Okay, so really decent cards, like playing cards, good quality, and comes with a very educational guidebook and that nice box to carry everything in. The book itself is black and white and gray, and the cards are sepia tones for the most part, brown and white, black and white, and some color on some of the cards. And it's broken up just like the regular tarot, but the characters are people who are historical in the African American community, in the Creole communities. So there's lots of information about the different characters, and each of the cards, the major arcana, has a scripture to go with it, and tells you also the roots that are used for that particular card in the major arcana. So, Aries, first card you got is the Big House, and that is number 16, right? And 16 in the major arcana is the Tower. Let me look. Let's see. The Tower, yes. So the plant that goes with this card, the Big House, the Tower, is the oak. And the scripture is from the King James Version of the Holy Scriptures. But the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it. And he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. So, bitterness, arguments, confusion. Isaiah 34:11. So, this is a woman looking at a plantation through a rose-colored lens, unable to see the suffering of the people who are falling out of the windows like they don't even exist. There's no greater symbol of Southern genteel than a majestic plantation home surrounded by lush Victorian gardens. And every year, millions of people from around the world flock to the South for plantation tours as their guides prattle along about lemonade and quaint customs and corseted balls during what they call a simpler time. What they don't tell you is that most of these villages and fields were already there and thriving prior to the arrival of the foreigners. In other words, indigenous people were literally forced to work on their own land. So while this simpler time was certainly the reality for hundreds of prosperous slave owners, it was not for thousands of their enslaved people and indentured servants. For them, the big house was far from beautiful and instead was an unpredictable house of horrors. So when you get this card in the reading, it says you may be trying to get ready for a sudden change, or it may be trying to get you ready for a sudden change. If you don't like changes or you don't like surprises, you're not going to be a happy camper. But it doesn't have to. make you sad. It doesn't have to upset you. Is the best thing to do when you get the news is to fight the urge to resist or deny whatever is happening and try to look on the brighter side. If there is no bright side, or you're presently unable to see it, then seek support immediately. Reach out to friends and families and neighbors, or call a hotline, talk to somebody. It's important to have people around you to keep you focused and grounded as the winds of change uproot all that seems permanent. So this talks about plans being disruptive. Is this a breakdown or is this a breakthrough? In what way does this change hurt your ego? Consider that things may actually work out better in the end. Who or what do you need to help you get through these bad times? Be careful of your temper. You may go off the rails. And just like that, it's over. So you pick up the pieces and you keep moving forward. Let it go. How could this experience inspire you to new heights? Do you think that this is something that just came out of the blue? Perhaps it's not such a big surprise after all. You just weren't trying to see it. It also talks about the truth hurts. So that is in the first position. So, and the question in this spread, there's 5 positions. And the first position is, have you been tricked or hexed? Something's getting ready to happen and you may be taken by surprise. It's going to be a change that you may not have been ready for, or something that you were trying to close your eyes to, trying to turn a blind eye to something, but it's going to come to you, whether you want it or not. There's going to be a change. It could be good, it could be bad. Oh, you're welcome. B says, I just clicked and seen you on live, and it's like you're talking to me. I appreciate you. You're welcome, baby. Thank you. Thank you so much. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. So now, second position for this spread, and I'm just learning it myself, is the root of the problem. Who is working against you? Bristol's funeral home is the card. Miss Robinson, number 15. And number 15, wow, the devil. The devil. That's what Miss Robinson represents. Thank you so much, B, for giving me that thumbs up. And everybody else that's in here, please join us. So the plant for this card is the hemlock or the belladonna. So the scripture for this Bristol's funeral home, Miss Robinson, is from Genesis 1 and 2. Well, Genesis 1, second verse. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. You're welcome. So, Miss Robinson is proudly displaying the funeral program of Mr. Reginald Patrick. Wow. Okay. Miss Robinson was a hoodoo from Orangeburg, South Carolina. And they don't have her date of birth, but her date of death is 1952. So not that long ago. According to the people in her small town, she was a sweet, law-abiding lady, unless somebody crossed her. Okay. So one day after church, Miss Robinson saw that a few parishioners were gathered around a woman named Mrs. Patrick. And Miss Robinson walked by. Mrs. Patrick said loudly that she didn't believe root workers should be welcome in the church. And it's a bunch of made up nonsense. Miss Robinson tried her best to ignore her until she noticed people started treating her differently. They were making up excuses for why she couldn't visit them. And her clients started canceling appointments. It turned out that Mrs. Patrick was trying her best to destroy Miss Robinson's entire life, even though she hardly knew her. Miss Robinson finally approached Mrs. Patrick after church and told her to never speak ill about her again, or she would be sorry. Miss Patrick laughed and elbowed her cronies and said that would never happen. She might as well go ahead and root her then. Miss Robinson told her that she was made for root working, and if she couldn't, and that if she couldn't have what she loved most, then neither should she. So she told her that she was made for root working, and if she could not have what she loved most, then neither could Mrs. Patrick. So Mrs. Patrick just laughed and walked away with her lady friends and left Mrs. Robinson standing there furious. 29 days later, Mrs. Patrick's 9-year-old son, Reginald, died unexpectedly after having a cold. Everyone knew that Reginald was Mrs. Patrick's pride and joy. Not only was he her only child, she couldn't have any more. So she was absolutely devastated by the loss. As the mourners filed out of the funeral home, Mrs. Robinson was seen smiling as she fanned herself with the program from across the road. So Mrs. Robinson, who is now totally broken, moved out of town the following day. So when you get this card, it says that you have been involved in a negative situation that has the potential of becoming even more unpleasant. So stop it before things go too far. You may have an addiction or an obsession involving a person, an idea, some kind of drug or an object, which will ultimately hurt you more than you could ever imagine. Get help if you need it. If you're engaged in a lifestyle that attracts negative, unbalanced, or violent people, now might be the time to be on high alert. This card may also be a reminder to stop bullying or being abusive to others. Stop being so manipulative. Beware of liars, backstabbers, syndicators, and frenemies in your midst. This is also a warning against excessive focus on worldly things, bad news, pain, suffering, and ugliness. So, are you feeling trapped? And if so, by who? Not everyone who says they have good intentions means it. Evil is a point of view. What did I really invite into my life when I said that, or I did that, or I engaged with that person? Don't let your mouth write a check that your butt can't cash. Somebody may need to apologize to you, or someone may need to apologize to you. Maybe you have the problem. Consider that. Am I willing, ready, and able to go to jail if I get caught at whatever I'm doing? Things may not be as good as they seem to be. Someone close to you may be cheating on you. Are you purposely remaining ignorant to the truth? Are you choosing not to see? Perhaps no one likes me because I'm often negative or depressing or doubtful. Why don't I believe in myself? And why expect the worst possible outcome? So, there's someone in your frenemy camp, your family, love, work, someone you're close to, or someone who you may not be close to you, but they're around you. They may not be close to you, but they may be close around you, and you are aware of this person or the situation, but you choose to ignore it. Can't happen. Mm, they're not doing nothing. He would never. She would never. Love would never. Mm, love sure will. The next card is a message from your ancestors about the situation. That's the next position. So, someone around you, Aries, someone that you may not suspect, or someone that you really do suspect, but you're taking it for granted that they would never, or that they're not big enough to do that, or maybe you think that you are so big and bad that they wouldn't dare. Hmm. Maybe something that you might need to look at. If this resonates with you, this is not for everybody. This is a general reading, but if this resonates with you, Six of Baskets. This is Six of Cups. On the top, I'm just going to say somebody that you've known for a long time, somebody you worked with for a long time, someone you grew up with, someone from your past. Someone from your past, maybe you thought that they would never come back. Or maybe you thought that you had buried the hatchet and you're not speaking, you're not friends, and it's okay. But somebody may have a grudge. There could be someone that has a grudge from your past. And maybe that is what your ancestors are trying to point out to you. That might be why you are unaware of it, because it may be someone you haven't even seen in a while. Let's see. You hear that? Okay. You hear that? Huh. You never know, right? People hold grudges. Now, the card that represents the Six of Baskets is sugarcane. So, like I said, it could be somebody you work with. I just heard Dale, Dale, right? A little boy and a little girl are standing in a lush sugarcane field in South Carolina. The little boy offers his crush a basket full of rice with bits of sugarcane on top to win her over. There's an old saying down south: if you can't afford to give a gal jewels, give her sweets, so she'll be sweet on you. This talks about rekindling an old flame, getting back together. But in the negative sense, and since we're looking at the negative sense here today, this is an unhealthy obsession with the past. This could talk about homesickness, feeling that you don't belong in this century. This could talk about secrets from the past coming out of the closet. This talks about clinging to outdated beliefs and being disgusted with the new generation. So you don't have a lot of tolerance for the younger people, maybe. This talks about childhood abuse and being around stuffy, joyless people and feeling like there's nothing good going to come. Like all the good days are in the past, the good old days, the good old days. Everything is about the good old days and not looking forward to the good new days that are coming. So again, this talks about people that you may have made peace with in the past who they just made you think that things were good. Someone close to you. It could be an ex. It could even be a partner. Some people have partners like that you think that you've buried the hatchet, you kissed and made up and everything, and they're still holding it in the back of their head. So could be someone close to you. Mm. Daughter of Coins. This is like the Page of Coins. So Talking about an earth sign, could be talking about Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, right? And no, yeah, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. And in the fourth position, this is the remedy. The remedy is the Daughter of Coins. So let's see. The remedy, the answer, Daughter of Coins. Not to overlook or underestimate the importance of the mundane, the small things. The little things often matter the most. This is a hard worker, someone who's committed, organized, honest, values tradition, and always wants to do the right thing. On the negative side, she could be anal retentive, pessimistic, stubborn, joyless, compulsive, fearful, and a perfectionist. If she's not representing a literal person with these qualities, she represents these type of attributes. So, someone around you that you're close to, who may be a little stuck up, someone you might work with, may have a little maybe a little quiet, maybe somebody that you don't really doesn't make a lot of noise, doesn't bring a lot of attention to themselves. Someone who's very well mannered, like I want to say like Clark Kent, right? Like just like someone that you wouldn't again, someone you wouldn't suspect. This could also be saying that the remedy for you is to be positive as you learn that silence is louder. Yes. Just to keep quiet or just to pay attention to the small details. Yeah, pay attention to the small details around you at your work or in your relationship. Maybe there's a younger person, younger woman that you are friends with that doesn't have your best interest at heart. For somebody, that might be the truth. And the outcome, let's see, for Aries. What is the outcome of this situation? What's going to happen here? Yeah, so you're unsuspecting, not unsuspecting because you are, because if you weren't, you wouldn't be looking at this. Or if it just came up in your feed and you clicked on it, then it must be something that you need to know. Thanks for being here. Don't forget to give us thumbs up so that other people know that I'm doing this here. The more positive energy we have, maybe we can offset some of this negativity for the day. Okay, let's see. But silence is golden. Yep. Make a better not impression, but sometimes silence is what gets your point across. But at the same time, somebody's too quiet. You might want to check and see what they're really up to. Because idle mind is the devil's workshop, right? Somebody could come up with all kinds of plans while they're being quieted. Huh. Well, two cards came out, and I'm gonna take them. We have the Father of Knives, so this is the King of Swords, and the Four of Baskets, which is the Four of Cups. Yeah. They got something to say, but they aren't saying it. Yeah. This is somebody. Hi, Mike. Mike says, "Hey, thanks. I always feel like I can relate to this." Yeah, this is someone who got a lot to say but ain't saying it. Someone that is holding a grudge. Mhm. That's what it's saying to me. Let's see what's going on with this four baskets since I'm here. So baskets are cups. Knives are swords, and sticks are wands, and of course, coins is coins. Is coins. All right. Four baskets. hmm Someone who's bored, withdrawn, tired, dissatisfied. Talks about apathy, lack of motivation. Someone who's just holding on to all of their regrets, feels misunderstood, reclusive, having pity parties, depressed, and self absorbed. King of Knives, Father of Knives, King of Swords. Let's see what he got to say. Father of Knives. His plant is a slippery elm. So this person may be real slick. That's all I didn't even read it yet, but I'm saying this is somebody who's slick and is holding a grudge, holding on to something, and he's coming off charming like everything is good. Like butter would not melt in his mouth, but he's holding a grudge. This is someone who's cruel, vicious, opinionated, abusive, stoic, tyrannical, and stubborn. This is the quintessential dominant male. If he's on the positive side, he's assertive, intellectual, ethical, analytical, mature, and a just leader. This is someone who is cruel and unfair, and he doesn't take responsibility for his own actions, but he holds you or someone else responsible for theirs. So, no inner awareness of what they may have done to contribute to the situation. Narcissist, basically, or some type of sociopath that's around you that may even live in the same house with you, but they are not to be played with. Someone you've known for a long time, who you may have tried to get along with. Or, like I said, you may have had a disagreement in the past and you thought that it was resolved, or you've agreed to stay away from each other and you thought that that was it. Let bygones, not let bygones be bygones, but just like you stay in your corner, I stay in my corner, we good. Nah, no, no, no. This person is keeping you up in mind. So you could be talking about air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius person, perhaps. Yes, okay. um, yeah, this Four of Cups. Cups could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But I'm thinking that this is more describing this person, whoever this is. Someone that would hurt, if they can't get to you, they'll get to your family. They'll get to the person that you love the most. But at the same time, this could also be somebody who is maligning your name in public and they think they're going to get away with it, but they're not. Or you've been maligning somebody in public and you think you're going to get away with it and you're not. Or they're coming after you. Or they may think that you maligned their name, right? Because this is not a person who's thinking clearly if they're acting like this. From what I'm getting, this is someone that's not thinking clearly. Or again, their ego is making them think that you did something to them when more than likely they did something to you, and you may have decided, Aries, to be above it and to not even entertain it, just walk away from it, and you may have thought that that was all good. Thanks for coming by. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up while you're here, and let me know who you are, where you're from. Sagittarius, could be, but I got um, water here. But again, this could be uh, Scorpio, Capricorn, but someone is not seeing it, not seeing what's going on, or is oblivious to what is taking place. It could be a fire sign. It could be any sign. All right, let's see if we can delve into this here a little more. So I had used the Lenormand deck to see if we could get a little. Hi, CJ. How are you? Thanks for coming by. Don't forget to give us thumbs up. I got more folks in here than I have thumbs up. Just give us a thumbs up. It's free. Don't cost you nothing. Doesn't obligate you to anything. Your ex-wife is a Cancer. Okay. All right. Could be. But again, people have placements, other placements also. Let's see what's going on. Let's clarify with the Lenormand deaths. Let's get some information about what is happening here. Imprisonment on the big house. So somebody, you or they, feel stuck in a situation, or someone could actually be in prison. Actually, the big house is also known as jail. So maybe somebody's in jail, somebody's in prison, and maybe you thought that this was over, and this person is still plotting and planning against you. For somebody, that's going to be relevant. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving it a thumbs up. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Thanks for coming by. Say hi. Give us a thumbs up. So, imprisonment, number 29. 29 adds up to an 11. So, this could be something of their own doing or your own doing. But you may not be looking at it as a bad thing because you're looking at this through rose-colored glasses. But maybe what it's saying is that someone has you imprisoned and you're not seeing it. Someone has you stuck and you're not seeing it. Mm. All right. Someone that has you stuck that you're not seeing, or you're not seeing, you're thinking that this is a good situation for you, and actually it's not. Other people try to get away from this person or get away from the situation. But you are just staying there or willing to stay. You're a Taurus, Sagittarius boyfriend, and his ex-wife is a Cancer. Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, well, Sagittarius and Cancers get along well, but they're opposite ends of the. I think they're 7 away from one another, or they're opposites. It's Cancer and Capricorn, and Cancer and Sagittarius. So it can be challenging. That's why they're exes, and Cancers can hold a grudge. It seems from the research I've heard and the testimonies from previous users and owners of Cancer. They can be a little extra sometimes. They're very emotional and caring people, but they can be they can be a little Eeyore sometimes. Feel bad for themselves, blame other people for their problems that they got themselves into, as we all do. As we all do. I'm not trying to get down on cancers. Cancers are cool. My best friend since I was a little girl was a cancer. She's a sweetheart. But, everybody has a side to them that they don't show everyone. Right? So, let's see. Bristol's funeral home. Let's clarify that. Who is this frenemy? Or who did Aries piss off? Let's see. Oh, pissed off a lot of people. All right, we got bad health over funeral home. Well, could be someone who's not feeling too well, not doing too well. Interesting. Or someone who is just not happy with life itself. A miserable, miserable. That I'm interested in. 31. Okay. Yeah, someone who is miserable. Someone who's depressed, addicted, or has problems. Someone who is seriously ill, but it could be short-lived. Now, it could be a temporary form of illness. Could indicate problems in a relationship or in a job. So someone might be out of work right now because of COVID, and they may be stuck somewhere that they don't want to be, or someone is stuck having to work during this time and they're resentful of it, and maybe you don't have to work or go out of the house, and that could be a little thing for some people. I don't know why I got that, but that's what I got from that. 6 of baskets. What's up with that? Who is this person from the past? Childhood friend, ex, family member, former lover, former co-worker, someone that you grew up with, someone that you've known a long time. You have no judgment and you always wish her the best and send her blessings. But that's you. That ain't got nothing to do with her. Because that's, you know, she might not have nothing against you. It might just be between her and her ex. She may take it out on you. If you had nothing to do with them being exes, there's no reason for her to be mad at you. Just be that she directs it towards you because she doesn't have any love for you. You're a nobody to her, I guess, maybe. And so that's how sometimes people do. They don't take it out on the person that they should. They got beef with the person that they're with now. Someone who had nothing to do with the reason why the two of them are not together. But like I said, people or whoever this is looking for a pity party and not take responsibility for their part in this matter. That could be your boyfriend or it could be his ex, but you stay out of it. Right? Oh, whoa. Okay. The coffin. Over 6 of baskets. So this is a relationship, like I said, that was over. Someone that you're not in. There is a relationship that's over, or a friendship that's over, or something that you thought was dead and buried. But this comes next to imprisonment, bad health, and coffin. That is not looking good to me. Oh, just on the face of it. Sheesh. Uh, so someone that it's time to say goodbye to now. It's either a relationship or retirement from your job or quitting a job, changing jobs. Could be moving. Maybe you are moving from a house. Maybe you have a house and you think it's nice, but everybody else think it's messed up and they're talking behind your back about your house. It could be something like that, even though that's serious, it's not so serious. It could be something that simple. Um, but whatever it is behind you. This talks about destruction and rage and malice. Talks about an ending. If card number 21 is nearby, it will occur suddenly. So we didn't get 21, we got 31 and 29. Right, so this, could be something that's closed, a drawer, a safe. Something that you need to move on from, but it could also be talking about something that's kept in a safe or jewelry box. Somebody may think you'd stolen something from them when they weren't around, and that could be the grudge that they're holding without telling you. Mm. Daughter of coins. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, he's gonna come here. All right. Mm-hmm. Official person, 22, daughter of coins. This is somebody that's important in your life. Could be an ex-spouse. Could be a manager, a supervisor, a boss. Someone who is under the radar, someone that you wouldn't suspect. Official person, number 22. That's a master number, 22. So this is really an important person. Someone who you communicated with before, you had communications with, you got along with in the past, someone that you may have respect for. So this is a person who likes to be seen. They like ceremony and they like regimens and order, like an emperor personality, probably like this Father of Nine's character. This is a person that can make things happen. This also says something's going to happen whether you like it or not. That's what this card means. And just oh, thank you so much, B. Thank you so much for that super chat. Appreciate it. Thank you. Could also be someone who's a police officer or a judge. So a police person, a judge could be male or female. Someone that could be unapproachable or intimidating if he's not a friend or relative of you. But since we're talking about hidden enemies, they could be a friend or relative. Someone who is official. This could also talk about someone who wants, or someone who is trying to impose strict rules in a situation. So someone who's controlling. Someone who wants a lot of formality and restraint in the relationship. So it could be someone who is ambitious for your job. So this person is this whoever this is, male or female, someone you've known a long time, is doing things behind your back, and they plan on being successful. They present well. So if this is about a job, they may be very impressive to whoever the higher ups are, or if they're the uh, employer, the owner, supervisor, manager, maybe people would never believe the things they do or the way they think about you. You wouldn't believe it, and not in a good sense. You could just remind them of somebody that they don't like from their past, and they could be projecting it onto you. People have people are a little strange sometimes. Could just be acting out right now because of this being stuck in the house and that type of thing. Just be cranky. Let's see. One more for the Father of Knives and the Four of Baskets. We need to know about that for Aries. One more card, please, Spirit. Let's clarify the Father of Knives. Clarify the Father of Knives, the King of Swords for Aries. Main male. Clarifying the Father of Knives. This is your partner, your ex-husband, husband, wife, because these could be female, it could be the other energies. It's just the pictures on the cards, but someone who's important in your life, someone who is official, someone that a lot of people respect. Like I said, you could be dealing with a narcissist who no one would think, because it looks so nice on the outside of the home, but inside, they're a tyrant. And you may feel imprisoned. 6 and 3 is 9. Yeah. You may feel imprisoned. You may feel that this is not getting any better. And there's nothing that you can do about it. And the only way that you can escape is to close the chapter, run away, because you've been together such a long time. Everybody knows you. There'll be nowhere to hide. Oh my goodness. That just came up. Because you've known each other such a long time, there's nowhere to hide. Someone may be very depressed. They may be feeling suicidal in this situation. They feel trapped. Oh my goodness. They don't feel like they can trust anybody. This person could be a little paranoid also, or it's making you feel paranoid because you may be trying to do the best you can, because this was in the remedy position. You may be trying to do the best you can, be the best partner, the best friend, the best wife, the best employee, whatever it is, but it doesn't matter to this person because they have resentment and they have power. Resentment, power, away with words. They're respected. And there's someone who is very important to you. They're the focus. Your focus has been on them. They're at some point they were very important to you if they're not right now. But I think it's a man who's not wishing you well. Like, I'm a Leo and my gal is a Virgo who's in denial, trapped by her son and her ex, who are both bullying her. They have attacked her and she's in denial. I was warned in the reading that she would be attacked by her son again very soon. Oh my. Well, you said she's a Virgo. Virgo's the other side of Pisces, yes. Yeah, she may need to be careful about that. I don't know. They have some type of is this did she do something to them, or does he have some kind of emotional disturbances? Um, there's some resentment maybe that her husband put onto their child. Um, and when you say attack, do you mean an actual physical attack or just verbal attack? Because they could be bullying her as long as they don't put their hands on her. That's another thing. But if they're touching her, they're coming to her. She needs to call the police on them. I know that's a hard thing for a mother to do, but sometimes that's what it is. All right, let's see what else. This is hmm, let's see what else we can get here for Aries. Wow. Thanks for coming, everybody. Don't forget to give us thumbs up so that more people will know that I'm here. That's how you know I'm here, because people gave thumbs up. We can't always count on the notifications from YouTube. So give us a thumbs up so other people can come and join us and we can talk and brainstorm. The Empress, number 3. Yeah. So you could be comfortable, or someone, Aries, you, but this is also Earth sign energy, Taurus energy also. But this could be you in that big house, but you're actually imprisoned and maybe you're not aware of it. Psychological abuse, there's been no physical abuse. But it's tough, sure, absolutely. But I just wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to come after her with a butcher knife, you know. Okay, so psychological abuse, which is bad. Um, and that's hard because you can't even report that, right? Hmm. Well, since we're talking about hoodoo, put him in the freezer. Put him and his father in the freezer. Write both their names on a piece of paper, 9 times each, fold it away from you, or tell her to do it, and put it in the refrigerator inside of a Ziploc bag with water, and freeze their asses. That'll stop them in their tracks. At least keep them out of her face for a while. Try it. That's about the lightest I can give you here. um, yeah, justice. That falls on top of the funeral home and bad health. Someone may be wishing you bad health and death, and it's going to end up coming to them, like in the story with Miss Robinson and Mrs. Patrick. Hmm. So the justice, somebody, maybe you don't have to do anything but sit back and watch, and the justice is going to come. Hmm. Okay, that felt better. hmm That could be the justice. They're busy wishing bad on you, and they're going to end up making themselves sick. King of Staffs, King of Wands. This is a fire sign, Sagittarius energy. Falls on top of the Six of Cups and the Coffin. Someone from the past, fire sign. Someone who things were over with and done with. Who was talking about Sagittarius? Someone here was. You? No, not you, Mike. It was someone else. I was speaking about a Sagittarius. Mm-hmm. Yeah. King of Staffs could be Aries also. So this could be you, fire sign, Aries, coming out on top of the situation and putting this finally for good in the past. Or someone could go to jail, and that could be justice. The positive is knowing she needs support. Yes, thanks for the magic. You're welcome. And as long as you're being supportive of her, that's always helpful. As long as you're being sincere. Okay, Six of Coins. Wow. Falls on top of the Daughter of Coins and the official person. So someone is looking for some fairness. Someone wants things to be fair. Maybe this official person is in charge of your finances. Maybe this person is in charge of your finances. But this is going to work out in a fair manner. There will be justice. You had a dream that your boyfriend's daughter wasn't his. I feel you had a dream. Is it your daughter? He's very mysterious and he's just watching you. Is it your daughter or is it his daughter with someone else that you think may not be his? Or did you dream wasn't his? And you dreamt, did you dream that because you were kind of hoping that? Thanks for coming. Don't forget to give us some thumbs up. One more. Over this Ace of Coins, over the mailman, mailman. Okay, maybe it's the mailman. Father of Knives, the main male, and the Four of Baskets, and the Ace of Coins. So maybe you are going to get a new beginning, a new start away from this. There's going to be justice, and you're going to get a new start, and things are going to be fair and just. Fair and just. Something is going to work itself out fairly. Hmm. Okay. So you're the mother of the daughter that you're talking about? Your boyfriend's a Sagittarius. Queen of Cups over the Empress. Someone who's very loving. So this could be, again, Taurus or Cancer or a Pisces or a Scorpio, Queen of Cups. So could be a Taurus, could be a water sign that is offering to make peace. That's a falcon or something like that on her cup. And there's a fish in the water. This is a person that has a lot of money, very comfortable, but she's holding out for something. See, the water is there, but it's going past her. Her feet are on the ground, but she's not really. It's like the water is going past her by. The love passed her by, maybe, or she feels it. She may be comfortable and well taken care of. This could be you, but you feel like love has passed you by, and you want someone to fill that cup. Yeah. Although ex-wife. Yeah. Mike, okay, B said to Mike that this too shall pass. So his ex-wife, who's a Cancer, and you had a dream that that his daughter, their daughter, is not actually his, and you feel that he's just watching you, or maybe he should have been watching who he was with before. Why is he? Well, maybe if he's been cheated on before and he doesn't want to say it, maybe he feels the same thing that you're feeling, and maybe he's waiting for you to say something to him. But I wouldn't say nothing. Thanks. Yeah, Mike said thanks to you, B. Yeah, I wouldn't say a word. You don't even want to get in between that. Don't even. Don't even. Especially if they were married and you're just his girlfriend. Mm-mm. Don't say nothing. Unless he says it to you or he asks you what you think, maybe. Or if it comes out, then you can be sympathetic and empathetic and compassionate and, whatever, but don't get into it. Because when they're finished figuring it out, you're going to still end up being the bad guy. 5 and 5, right? And this is what I'm saying that. Yes, you have no children with him, right? So keep it. You don't know what that was about. You don't know what was going on. He may very well know that it's not his child and he's just not saying anything and he doesn't want anybody to say anything about it. And maybe that's why he's watching you. Maybe he's picked up that you have had, if he's intuitive, maybe he's picked up that you dreamt about it. Or maybe you said something in your sleep and he heard you. So don't say nothing unless he brings it to you. Don't even do it to yourself. The Chariot, Justice. Chariot is Cancer. That falls over the funeral home and bad health and justice. So maybe this Cancer is in bad health. Did you say? Could be. Or they could be wishing you bad health because you were her man now. And that could be what it is, but she could be going away to jail. Someone. I'm just talking in your situation, B. But in general, this person, whoever this is, the situation, could be leaving town, or could be just leaving, could be going to jail, or getting real sick, but moving ahead, moving forward. And that will be the Justice. That would be the Justice. Okay. Let's see what else we get here. For Aries, this King of Staffs, clarify this King of Wands, this Coffin, and this Six of Cups. Knight of Staffs. Another fire sign. Knight of Staffs and King of Staffs. Knight of Wands, King of Wands. There may be someone got sick behind maybe somebody was just out there a lot. Was out there, a player, maybe, and a player from the past, or again, someone you grew up with You knew them as a young knight and then as a older king, the Six of Cups person. And maybe they have passed away or they're sick. Hmm. But this was something, going back to Hoodoing You, this was something that may have started off big and everything got quiet and there wasn't a lot, it kind of boiled itself down some, and so maybe you thought it was not an issue anymore. But it's an issue for somebody. But for some of you, this is talking about someone from your past that you may have grown up with, and maybe they get sick and they pass away or transition, and that could be causing jealousy for somebody. That could be causing jealousy for someone if they feel that you're upset, even though things are well between the two of you. Maybe you lost someone and maybe you took it hard, and the person that you're with saw that and they did not like that because they are the main male, and they didn't say anything, but they're being passive aggressive and they're holding it against you. And you don't know that that's going on, but they could be resentful of the way that you reacted because of someone else that you lost, even if the person didn't pass away. Could be someone that you've known for a long time, a friend from the past. And this person that you are dealing with may know that things between you and that ex are over, but they still got a problem with the whole situation. Okay. No, I won't. Yes, exactly. It's too powerful, and honesty is both of their problem. I love him, but all I could do is support him. That's right. Don't. That's all you can do is just be supportive in that situation. Don't even get into it. And regardless of what, if that's his daughter and he loves his daughter, then his daughter is his daughter, regardless of who her biological father is, unless he's one of those guys who just will be happy to be let off the hook or something like that. But that depends on the kind of guy he is. Regardless of what, if he had some kind of a relationship with the child, it's going to hurt him anyway. And just embarrassing if everybody, family, everybody knew. That's embarrassing. Mm, now my eyes are burning. Six, King of Coins. Yeah, this is somebody who's stubborn. This official person is very stubborn. Hmm. Very stubborn and slow, and thinks a lot of himself because he's got it like that. Because he is the man. People depend on him. People have to ask him. He doles out what he wants to dole out. Wow, my eyes just went crazy. Hmm. He gives it out the way he wants to give it out. Yeah, you see, I ain't been on live for over a month. No, I haven't been on YouTube. And now all of a sudden my eyes are burning. My eyes haven't burned me in years. What is this? Hmm. Busy. Give me a second, folks. Oh, mhm. Sorry about that. Oh, that was bad. Mm. Yeah, just be supportive and stay out of it. Mm. Hmm. That's so strange. I don't have anything in my hand. Don't want my hands. Haters. 5 and 5. Okay. So, yeah, this person thinks who he is. He calls the shots, and maybe He's resentful because you showed some empathy, sympathy, some sorrow, something because someone else from your past passed away or went to jail or something, and maybe the fact that you even cared pissed your friend off or your partner. Eight of coins, ace of coins. Could be somebody you work with, but there's a lot of work that's going into this new beginning. So this is a relationship that you have been working on. You and they have been working on this relationship very hard to get things off the ground, started together, and maybe that's why he's sullen and not saying too much, because he put in a lot of work into this relationship, into this business, and he knows that he is the main male. He knows that you put in a lot of work in the relationship, but he's insecure. Hey, Amber, how are you? Your husband is 50 and he's a Scorpio, and you're 27 and an Aquarius. Whoa, 50 and 27. Okay, Amber. What is that? Third. Is that 23 years difference? How is that like? What is that like? Is he very like youthful minded, or you know, y'all in different generations on music? Unless you're a person that likes it. He's grumpy. But you got a husband anyway, right? Wow, he's grumpy. Yeah, I bet he is. Wow, that's a lot. God, my mother and father were that had a long span too, but that's a lot. That's a lot. But yeah, they are grumpy and jealous when they get young wives. They can be that. Wow. So yeah, maybe jealous of someone from your past who you're not involved with, someone who is gone, long gone, may have passed away, may be in jail, whatever. Okay. You know, the energy around me is not good. I just need help to answer questions in my mind. Okay, B, what's the question that you want to ask specifically, honey? Let's help you out. So you've been more than patient. But yeah, Aries, this is I'm going to give B a chance to formulate a question, one question, so you can give me a soliloquy and ask them what it is specifically that you want to know. But for Aries, yeah. Hello? Hello? Ugh, Jesus Christ. Okay, hold on. Excuse me, everybody. Yes, hon. Huh? Yes. Okay. Um. All right. Will he knock on the door? Okay. All right. All right. Give me a second, folks. Mother's work is never done. I just gotta open this door while B formulates her question. And Amber. Scrumpy. 1 second, folks. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna have to go back to that door, but this way. You don't have to ring the phone again. Well, the energy around you may not be good, but that's why we're doing these readings here. So I'm going to wait for B to come on back. Don't worry about it. Take your time. So, yeah, I think that's what the situation is for Aries. Someone from the past that you may have shown some concern about, and maybe your partner is resentful of that, and you are clueless because everything looks good to you, but they're holding some resentment for you. For those of you who this is relevant to, not everybody is having that situation go on. But I just figured it was April Fool's Day and it was Hoodoo deck, and why not, right? All right, so let's get some advice from your ancestors, Aries. Let's see what they got to say. All right. I used these earlier today, so they were shuffled earlier. Uh, when I did the reading for Taurus and Cancer. And you can check out that Taurus Cancer reading also. Maybe that'll have some answers for you also, Amber and Mike. It was the same type of reading. It just came up for Taurus and Cancer. So check it out. Maybe it'll help. Parts of it, they give you a clue. Guardian angel, you are not alone. So you're protected. And you know it. You've been getting indications. And if you don't know it, if you see feathers around you, if you find feathers, especially white feathers, those are reminders from your ancestors that they are around you and that they are protecting you. Then we have Hunter. Track down your fears and your desires. And Shapeshifter, which they got in theirs too at the bottom of their deck. Transform and unveil your gifts. So now that you know what's happening around you, Aries, you might need to stand up and let somebody know, even though you may be afraid of them or afraid of the situation, losing the situation or creating something. You don't want to bring unrest, but you have to see things for what they are and nip it in the bud. Even if you have to change, you may have to surprise somebody yourself. You may have to shift on somebody and let them know who you are, or at least who your Egun are, your people. All right, let me finish this up, and I'm gonna take care of that, B. See things from a higher perspective. So something about you has to change in this because this person is not going to. And maybe you being docile and getting along, whoever, Aries, maybe you getting along and looking at things optimistically, that could be what needs to change so that you put your foot down and let this person know. Thanks again, B. Oh, that's so sweet of you. Another super chat. Thank you. Yeah. You need to see the situation from a higher perspective and see yourself as a more powerful person. Hmm. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Let's get one more card, please, Spirit. Just one. I appreciate you too. Hmm. Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. It's the white buffalo woman. Let go of the need to be right is on top of the main male and King of Swords and the Four of Cups. So your partner needs to let go of the need to be right and see things from a higher perspective also. And the thing that's going to help them see things from a higher perspective is when you stand up for yourself and look this situation, this problem right in the eye and get to the bottom of it. That's how you bring peace back also. And know that you're protected. Don't be afraid to open your mouth, but doing it in a loving, not accusatory, but let's sit down and have a talk about this issue. Bottom of the deck, Sage. Be devoted and committed. Sage is also Sagittarius sometimes, but not necessarily. If you're committed to this relationship, you're committed to finding peace for yourself, devoted and committed most of all to yourself. Be devoted and committed most of all to yourself. And you may just have to step up and let somebody know, no, enough of this nonsense. You know, everybody's shit stinks, right? Or smells like roses, right? Roses taste like doo doo, smell like doo doo. I guess it might taste like it too. Who knows? But in order for there to be peace, someone has to let go of their need to be right. Someone's accusing you of something, acting jealous and stuff. If there's no reason for them to be accusing you of that, stand up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. In what way? I don't know. But you have to take a stand on your own behalf in order to get things right for yourself. All right, let's lighten things up. The answer is simple. Let's see if we can get an answer. And then I'll go right back to you, B. The answer is simple. Let's get an answer for Aries, or those who are drawn to this message and who are resonating with this message. Huh, what does it say? See the light and clean up your mess. Now, perhaps you did something to cause this person to feel like this. Maybe it was not benign, the situation between you and a childhood friend or something, or an ex or someone from the past, someone you may have worked with. Explain it and try to see if you can get an understanding of why they feel the way they feel. Maybe it has nothing to do with you, or maybe this is a pattern that you've had and they've seen it and they are now calling you out about it. Take responsibility for your own actions in these situations also, right? Mm. Hmm. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Apologize if you need to, just to keep this resentment down, but only do it if it's a sincere apology. But tell the truth about what happened. And see, she's writing it. She's not even saying it. She's putting it down, writing it on paper. And maybe that's what you need to do instead of getting into arguments. Bottom of the deck, say no. Somebody may want to come back and apologize, and the other person may be walking away. because maybe they feel that someone is not telling the truth, not being honest. Are you being honest with yourself? Maybe you think that your partner is being overbearing and really he's not, because maybe he picking up on something that you're not aware of about the way you act around this person. You know, it can't be that he's, I mean, it could be he's mad at you because of the way somebody else acts around you, but that's wrong because you can't control how someone else acts or reacts, you know. You know, if he's jealous because somebody else is giving you attention, well, he wouldn't want you if nobody else wanted you. Got to remind him of that. That doesn't mean that you want to be with anybody else, but if you was a mud duck, he wouldn't be with you. So you can't help it if you're beautiful, right? Not your fault. So tell the truth, right? Write it down, write him a letter, or write yourself a letter first and figure out what your truth is, and then say it. Be honest about how you feel. And maybe you'll figure out that you were wrong or that you had some part in making your partner feel insecure. Could be that, right? All right. I think that's good for Aries. And is there a timestamp at this point here? Yeah. Well, 1:31:10. So we'll say that's the end of Aries, and we will get on to B. So let me see. A question. Care for my boyfriend, and in my dream, his brother was a father, his daughter. Tell me who will be. Oh, you want to know if he'll recover from this if it is so? And if his health will be more affected? Okay, well, first of all, it sounds like something that's on the Oval, on the Oprah network. Same type of storyline. His brother was the father of a child. Well, actually, his wife had a child by his brother, and he never knew that it was his brother's child. He just thought it was her nephew. No idea. Kid grew up with his kids in the whole nine. So that's one thing. And he's acting complete and utter fool about it. And these people are grown, and the kid is dead. The one that just got killed. The one that he's not the father, or he found out that she had a baby by his brother while he was away in the military. He was in Vietnam, and she got pregnant by his brother and never told him she had the baby, and no one said anything. And she gave the baby to her sister. Her sister raised him all this time. And he just found out about it after the guy got killed because it came out because she was so distraught. And she paid for the funeral because he went, "Oh, why are you paying for the funeral?" Well, came all down. So anyway, that was that situation. So it's not rare as people think. It happens a lot, right? And sometimes it's the brother, and sometimes it's a friend or some dude you don't even know. So, will he recover from it? If he's going to recover from it, if it's his brother, of course, eventually he will. Um, you said he's in bad health, but the child is still his niece, even if it's not his daughter. The child is still in his life. That might be something that you might need to remind him of if he gets really, really, really sad about it. They don't have to say anything to the child if she's a little child. They don't have to tell her about it until later, or they can tell her about it, but not make it something that is her fault at all. She has no responsibility for grown people's actions, and so she shouldn't suffer losing the love of a parent because other people were irresponsible, right? So, and that's another thing that you can say to him if this comes up and you are around. But this is about his brother, his ex, and his child. So these people have all been with him quite a bit longer than you have. Hmm? True. And most of the time, the person who becomes the odd person out is the one that tells the truth because the other people are so happy living in their bubble of illusion that they'll get rid of you and keep the lie going and act like it didn't come out just to keep their own peace. So be aware of that also. People, there are people who, families, they could all know, except the daughter, they could all know about it. And nobody's not saying nothing because it's left unsaid. It's safer. So keep that in mind. I'm saying that to tell you not to get yourself, don't let them, their dysfunction end up making you the scapegoat. Can very well happen because they're happy in their ignorance. Ignorance is bliss, and they don't want it to be brought to the forefront. And then if you bring it to your boyfriend, he might not appreciate it. And now now the cat's already out of the bag. Now what can he do? Unless he brought it to you, right? So don't you be the one to suggest it or bring it up. Just my opinion. Let's see what Spirit has to say about that. Okay. So he is a Sagittarius, right? All right. So let's just see that. I think I'm hearing car pull up and midnight pulls up. Where are those cards? Oh, just pull out Sagittarius for him. Oh, maybe I'll make it a Sag reading. Maybe. Okay, Sagittarius. Fire. Passion. It's going to bother anyone's health if he finds out something like this. Of course, it's going to bother him. But again, like I said, you can always have him, you can tell him things that's going to like put a better, like at least you'll still see her growing up. She's your niece. She's still part of the family. You can still love her the same way, whatever. Maybe his brother doesn't know. And maybe he does. Maybe, yes, I'm coming right now. Give me a second. I'll be right there, babe. Excuse me, folks. Sorry, I'm on live on YouTube. How have you been? Oh, freezing. All right, you get on your coat. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Go ahead. Get in the car. What's wrong with you guys? Oh, that's child. That is too much. Oh no. It's freezing out there and he's got on little sweatshirt and sweatpants. All right. Door closed. Back. Sorry about that, B. Thank you for being patient. All right, so let's see what's going on with this. So it was a dream that you had, first of all. Now, are your dreams usually very intuitive? Are you usually someone that has intuitive dreams? Mm-hmm. And you didn't say anything to him. Okay. How long ago was this? Was this recently? Was this recently? Like over the last week or two? Because that is, if it happened recently, it could just be this retrograde energy. There's a shift from Pisces to Aries energy. So things come up that may not be true. Yeah, as long as you can all move forward, but you may have to be the voice of reason. But, if it was just a dream, not just a dream, but if it was a dream, you'd have to wait for him to bring it up. Unless he is intuitive also, which he could be, because Sagittariuses are. But if this is the situation, and he's a Sagittarius man, more than likely he's just going to continue to be responsible. The relationship, however way it is, your lips are sealed. The relationship with this child, if he's a responsible parent, and most of the time they are, is not going to suffer because of this revelation. Do you know what sign his brother is? He may have always been picking up his brother's slack all their lives. Sagittarius is males and females tend to be responsible people, not petty. Well, they can be, but it takes a while for them to get to petty. More than likely, he has been a stand-up person, and if he knew that, that could have been why they got divorced. They just didn't discuss it with you. He just didn't discuss it with you, and that would be his right not to. It's funny that I seen your cat because the last couple of days a bird comes to my bedroom window and taps on the window almost every day. That could be a sign. Courting comes up. This is like the lovers. But what this talks about are relationships that maybe um, not every party is happy. Like the the boy's family may be happy, but the girl's family may not be as happy about it. So it could have been a situation like that for him and her. Maybe there was always tension in the relationship. It's one part of the, somebody's family, maybe their mother or somebody wasn't happy with their relationship to begin with. Or it could have been that maybe one of his brothers was jealous of his relationship. Sometimes people do things to set up folks in a vulnerable state so that they can in their brother or friend's face. Like, oh, she's a hoe. I got her. You don't know. You wasn't there. You don't know what went down. But that could be part of that. Because this is in this deck, this is what this talks about, a relationship where you have that it's not about love, it's about contracts, money, prestige, good marriages, looks good, that type of thing. So that could have been what they were facing. Maybe he married her because she was pregnant and it's not his kid. And he found out, but what you gonna do now? You can't do anything but divorce her. You can't kill her. And the child is here. That may have happened. I don't know where that came from, but maybe that is what happened. He married her because she was pregnant, thinking it was his kid, and it turned out to be his brother's. Mm. Mm. And maybe he knows about it, and that's why they got divorced, but they don't talk about that outside, like nobody knows that. His mother-in-law, her mother-in-law, nobody might not know that this could be something between the two of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Could just be something between the two of them. The two of them don't discuss. They just, could be. You say no. You never know what happened. The secret pacts, the agreements that people make in the privacy of their relationship in their bedroom. They were together 2 years, or you've been with him 2 years, or the baby was 2 years old before they got married. Tell me what 2 years means. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they were dating each other 2 years. I don't know. But this talks about 2 years ago. They got divorced 2 years ago. I'll wait for a whole sentence. mm. Oh, Caroline. This is number 10. Huh. Hmm. Two years ago. They got divorced 2 years ago? 10. Hmm. Wheel of Fortune, Hickory. When one door closes, another one opens. His brother's a Leo, so they're both fire signs. Was it really an accident? If you don't like change, it's about too bad as things are about to change. We're all just players in one big chess game. That's what I'm talking about. Miracles happen every day. And what do you feel about getting older? What does he feel about getting older? He has a good head on his shoulder and is accused, and I accused his ex-wife of doing black magic. I apologize for that. Well, you already apologized for it. Doesn't mean that she wasn't doing it, but you apologize for it. I would suggest that you just try to just stay as far away from that part of his life as you can. Keep your nose out of it and just be supportive if he comes to you and asks you about it. But things are going to change for him, whether he wants it to or not. There is going to be a change. Now, your dreams could have been giving you that information so that you could be ready for it and you wouldn't be thrown off when you find out about it, right? Sagittarius males are responsible people for the most part. They usually step up to the plate and they take care of business. And they like things to look good on the outside, so they don't want everybody in their business and they don't want everybody to, know the things that are going on inside, like a lot of men, most men, I would imagine. But, their attitude is, look, I keep a roof over your head, you're clean, the kids are clean, your food, the bills are paid. What I do here is none of your business. Now, she's a Cancer. So she's a water sign, a very emotional person. And if he is that type of dude, if he were, or that's how she felt it, because maybe she was feeling it that way, she may have, could have gotten in, an entanglement, entanglement, that word, with his brother or someone else. But it could just be because she was feeling neglected. We have to have empathy, right? And remember, if there's things that he does in the relationship with you that you find to be questionable, maybe he was like that with her too. And she just couldn't take any more of it, or he, you know, Sagittarius men can be narcissistic also. Oh, that is why they got married. She was pregnant. All right. All right. So he may have known it all along. I know somebody that knew for sure that the woman he was marrying was pregnant with babies that weren't his because she was showing when he married her and he was not, he hadn't been dating her like that. But he always liked her. He always, you know, thought that she was beautiful, and she was younger than him. And when she found out in that situation she wasn't married and she was underage, he stepped into the plate and he married her. And he loves her children like they were his own. Those are his oldest children because he didn't have any children before then. So some guys are like that. Sagittarius men can be like that. I know if all this is true, it will still be shocking for me. I want to prepare myself and give him the right moral support, which I always have. But oh, the dream was 2 years ago. Oh, I always have, but he has for some reason not trusted me. Maybe, well, if he was in a relationship with somebody that may have gotten pregnant by a friend or a brother, he may be distrustful of a lot of people. If even if he knew about it, you know what I'm saying? What if he sacrificed that and then marriage still didn't work out? Wouldn't that make him bitter and distrustful? So it's not that he doesn't trust you per se, he wouldn't trust anybody. Maybe he got involved with you too soon after they got divorced. How old is this daughter? And if it's the truth, it'll come out. Unless, I mean, if they go to, if they get a DNA test, it might not show any difference because if it's his brother, it may, I don't know. I guess they can tell if it's your brother. I don't know. I don't think they can tell if he's a twin, but they may be able to. I don't know. They got divorced almost 10 years ago. Your dream was 2 years ago. So this child is at least, she's an adult or a teenager. Like I said, your intuition may have been giving you this information just so you know, and that you don't slip and say something inadvertently. Because sometimes we do that too, and we don't even know that we just stepped into something. And if he's a Sagittarius, he could be telepathically giving you that information, and he could be waiting to see if you're going to say something or not. Also, if he's manipulative like that. But if they've been divorced a long time and this child is a teenager or almost an adult or an adult, I wouldn't even. Um, he has an inkling about it. If you got a dream about it, why wouldn't he have gotten an inkling about it before now? He has ancestors. He has spirit guides the same way you do. He may not want to acknowledge it. He may not talk about it because really, who would? You know. Sometimes if somebody's worried about that and they trust you enough, they will say it. But not a lot of people can do that. Hi, Midnight. Hi. You want to say hello? Say hi. Okay. Ow. Goodbye. This is why my eye is itching me because of you. Is that what it is? Ah. Adios. Siéntate. Ven acá. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, mommy. Let's go. Come on. Jump there. I'm sorry, y'all. Come on. You know, this is so unfair. The people, you're showing them your butt and everything on live. I'm going to get a strike. Come on. Midnight. No. Can't chew the microphone wire. Really a mess. Really a mess today. Mm-mm-mm. Somebody is busy. Don't want me to be on here. Could you come off the desk? Okay. Go ahead. Before you make a mess everywhere. Midnight, go. She came left and jumped back. You want to get on the TV on the window? Go ahead. Jump there and go on the window. And stay there. So sorry. Yeah. I wouldn't even allow, don't even let this bother you. And this was 2 years ago. You're letting this pay. The daughter ain't paying rent in your head. The brother's not paying rent in your head. And the ex-wife ain't paying no rent in your head. You're giving them too much energy. Not your business, not your monkeys, not your zoo. It's a zoo that was created before you even came around. His daughter is getting married in October. And okay, I'm missing something. Why is it sad that his daughter is getting married in October? Why she got to pick which daddy's going to walk her down the aisle? I don't understand. They put her in the middle of this. Why does this have to happen now? I don't understand, honey. Daughter's getting married. What does that have to do with who her father is that she's getting married? She's 26 years old, so she's an adult. Okay, and she's getting married. Congratulations to her. So how is she in the middle of it? If she does she know? She doesn't know about this. This is from your dream. So what has happened and what else is happening that you are so concerned about this right now? I'm just trying to understand why this is coming up and what is it that they're putting her in the middle of? She's getting ready for a wedding. She should be happy. And if nobody knows about this and this is only because it's a dream, what are they putting her in the middle of? Because they don't get along with each other? Oh, well, she's been dealing with that for a while. And she ain't the first. Lots of divorced children have to deal with parents and weddings. It happens all the time. But that has nothing to do with whether or not her father is her father or not. I'm just waiting for you to type something here so I can understand what's going on a little more. 'Cause, Fate is a factor on whatever you're inquiring about. Right. She's 26 years old. So she's getting married. And if this situation has been going on all her life, if her uncle is her father, so what difference does it, if she doesn't know about it, what difference does it make about her being getting ready to get married? If she doesn't know about it, what is the situation that they're putting her in the middle of? Or is that just because you are believing your intuition, which you should, and you think that this is, I don't even know why it's bothering you, even if it's true. It's got nothing to do with you. It's not like you got to pay child support for her anymore. And she's getting ready to get married. So why do you care? Aside from, okay, if he doesn't know about it, he'll be hurt. But again, he's an adult also. And if he is upset and hurt about it, you can be supportive of him. But other men have been raising other people's children since Jesus and Joseph, honey. Nothing new under the sun with that. And you can remind him of that too. And if that's the case, he did a good thing. He could sue his brother if he wants to, for financial compensation. But if this is his child, whether she's of him or of his brother or whomever, still the child that he loves, hopefully. And shouldn't make a difference who her father is. Unless it's something that he wants to know. And if he wants to know, then he can find out by having her tested or whatever, or ask her mother or ask his brother. But it's not your worry. It's not your, you shouldn't make it your worry. And making yourself, making enemies where you don't need to, right? Making them enemies of someone that you don't need to make an enemy of. What is it? Is they making him pay for half the wedding, and you think that he shouldn't have to if he's not her father? Because it's taking money out of your budget. So maybe, I don't know. Because, you have to consider that too. What are your ulterior motives in this, in your own dreams? Queen, when this card, Miss Aunt Caroline came up, and this talks about someone who is aware of their psychic gifts and had a good reputation as a reliable counselor. They also think that she buried some gold somewhere in the area and that many people tried to find after she died, but they were unsuccessful. So she went from rags to riches. And when she died, they said that she had buried some treasure somewhere and they never found it. And the scripture that goes along with Aunt Caroline, which is the Wheel of Fortune, is there's a time for everything and a season for every purpose under the heavens. Ecclesiastes 3:1. So there's a time, a season for everything. And this could be the season where this situation comes to the surface. Things may come to the surface at this time. Maybe the truth behind a relationship, behind why they were married in the first place, like you said. And she may have been pregnant when they got married. That could be the season is done. And once this child gets married, you don't know why it got brought up. Because you was something maybe the wedding, festivities, the arrangements and stuff is getting expensive. Maybe he is going into his pocket, and maybe you think he's putting in too much, and maybe you were hoping them, wishing that he didn't have to spend all this money because then he could, or his attention didn't have to be in that, or the fusses that go on when people are having weddings and all of the angst that everyone has, and maybe you would rather him not be putting that energy and that attention and that money into that. His daughter is just sad that her mother is not supporting her and doesn't want his family around, and he can't even invite his mom. He just was talking about a situation where one side of the family is not happy and the other side is okay with it. He can't even invite his mom. Is there time, or have they made arrangements that they could, like, have they really like put money down in a hall and all of this other stuff? Could they just go somewhere and get married, and maybe, her father just give her some money and send her on a honeymoon, a destination wedding, and then they don't have to worry about nobody and their bullshit. They could have somebody do a wedding video for them on a ship or in another country and send it back. And then she can leave her mother there and his mother there too. Or they can invite his mother on the cruise and leave her mother back on the shore. It is sad that her mother's not supporting her and doesn't want his family around, and he can't invite his mother. But that's not your problem. That's his problem for marrying into that crap, or her problem as a daughter for allowing her mother to have that much say. They must be paying for the wedding, because if her parents aren't paying for the wedding, they shouldn't have nothing to say about who's invited, especially about his mother not coming. Again, this is not your problem. It's not your problem. These are the crazy people that you have attached yourself with. But this is not your problem. And if your boyfriend is not stepping up and defending his daughter, niece, whatever she is, whoever she is to him is somebody he cares about. And if they're allowing that mother, and she could be an extra special bitch, I'm sure. But if they're allowing that, then that's something that they're going to allow whether you're around or not, because that's how they have allowed this woman to operate within their lives, right? But if they want to, you know, cut her bullshit, I'd cancel the hall and everything else, take the loss and elope, and then I wouldn't send her pictures. People can only get away with as much as you allow them to get away with, right? And I know it's easier said than done, but she's an adult. She's getting ready to become a wife, and she has to stop this somehow. Some way she has to stand up for herself, because her mother's going to make her as miserable as she is, and her marriage isn't going to work out, because misery loves company, right? So if she's an unhappy camper, why should her daughter be happy? That's sick. But again, not your zoo, not your monkeys. Next, you know, she's going to be saying you can't come to the wedding. And then now what? So why don't you suggest that he allow his daughter to have a fabulous wedding in a distant country? Well, COVID is around, but by October would be good. Send her on a trip and let her leave her mother home. help her gain her independence from this crazy lady, or the two of them together. Because she probably doesn't want her daughter to get married. And she's setting them up. If she allows her mother to keep her mother-in-law away from her wedding, she's setting herself up for failure. I mean, her husband will always resent her, and her mother-in-law will always resent her. That's just asking for it. That's what I would suggest to him if he's sad or he talks about it or asks, or if your stepdaughter, if his daughter asks about it, I would suggest it. You can put a little bird in her, a little, whisper in her ear, like, how do you think about maybe canceling the wedding altogether? Go to Las Vegas, or go to London, or go to Aruba or Jamaica or Barbados or some nice country, and just, they could spend that money on a wedding. They could put a down payment on a home or buy furniture for a new place. And then his mother don't have to be offended, and neither does hers. Well, she'll be offended anyway, but she put herself in that situation. Or let invite the mother-in-law on the honeymoon with them, and leave her mother home. That's horrible, but it's not your problem. It's your problem because you love them and you're worrying about them. And that's why you're getting these dreams. That may be why you had that dream. It was a type of protective thing. But things are going to change. Things are going to come to the light. Things are going to come to the light. It will. And I just would not say to him anything about maybe she's not your daughter, because that's not helpful at all now. And this daughter doesn't need that. And then if you do that, okay. And if you think that this woman is able to do black magic, maybe she sent you that dream just to torture you. I think we talked about that for one of these cards. Just to torture you. Just to make you uncomfortable. If you feel that she's that powerful or that devious, she could have sent you that message in order to create strife between you and your boyfriend. And she could just be sitting, watching, and waiting for it to come up. Desperate people do desperate things, and hurt people hurt people. And whether you had anything to do with their divorce or not doesn't matter. She sounds like she's just not a happy camper. So I would, but if you tell her that, then she can't tell her mother that you made the suggestion, because then that would just be it. But it could just be all it is. She sent you that dream. If she's into black magic, they can do that. Infiltrate your dreams. And it happened 2 years ago. And if it hasn't repeated itself, that could be what it was. Her trying to stir up some shit just for entertainment's sake. Just to see what you would do. See if you would bring it up to him. And now you said he's looking at you like he doesn't trust you side eye. She could be doing all kinds of stuff. What you could do is put her ass in the freezer too, just like I told Mike a little while ago. Same recipe. Put her in the freezer and stop her from fucking with you or him. B, is that good? Is there anything else I can help you with? Because I think it's going to be okay. Things are going to change. But you stay out of it. You hear me? Okay, good. I mean, does that make sense? Since it's April Fool's Day and we're using the Hoodoo Tarot, put her ass in the freezer. And stop her. stop her from doing anything further. And then don't think about it. Once you put that person in the freezer, then leave it to God. This just protects them from coming into your energy. You don't have to run into them. And if you do, it might not be significant. You go years without seeing the person. And then when you see them, they'll go the other way. Xenix, can you get a reading? Hey, can you? Sure. Would you like to give us a super chat and let me know what it is that you'd like to know? And write the question. What is super chat? Super chat is a donation that you can give right where the same place where you typed, hey, can I get a reading? There should be a little dollar sign underneath the box, and you can donate however you want, however much you want, and it'll give you the options, and YouTube will walk you through that. And it's just a donation. Or you can make a donation to my Cash App, which is $Iya, EYAEGUNDE, and it'll go to my Cash App, and then we'll do it right now. You knew from the beginning you're not invited. She never wanted me to be around her ex-husband and said to him, you could be with any other woman but her, whatever. And she didn't mean that either. It'd have been any woman, period. She could have came with a man, she would have been mad. She just is miserable. Okay, honey? So don't even. So if you know you're not invited, then why don't you say that? Hey, hon, why don't we take your daughter and her fiance and his mother and father and let's go on a cruise, and she can get married. You can give her away. His mother will be there, and we can send a movie back to her mom and teach her a lesson. She can't control him if he doesn't allow it. I'm sure that his daughter would want her mother to be there, but if her mother is being like that, maybe she isn't. You've never responded or spoke to her, and I've been. So how do you know that she said that? Did he tell you she said that? That's triangulation and manipulation also. Pay attention to that. Narcissists do that. They triangulate. So he could be telling you, he could be telling stories all around. Just be responsible for your feelings and yourself. I'm not saying that he is, but you can consider that also. That's a judgment that you have to make about him. Sometimes you don't know that you're with a narcissist for a long time. So he could be saying that she's all of this, but if you haven't heard it from her mouth, it could be just another way of controlling things. You got to protect yourself in this situation. I don't know him. I don't know her. I don't know you, but you have to protect yourself in this situation because you're dealing with some really interesting energies. Okay, Zix, did you figure out what a super chat was, or did you figure out what a Cash App was? She's been in a relationship for 7 years, and they've been divorced for 10. So what's her problem? She ain't got nothing for you because she ain't got nothing for you because she don't have no reason not to like you. She's just got something to say. She's miserable. I wouldn't even let it get to me. But you should suggest that when the COVID breaks and October comes, instead of getting a big wedding, why don't we just, you know, give her something nice and let her start off her new life with furniture or something tangible. You know, when you go to a wedding, what everybody eats and then you go home and all that money, $67 a plate, is in the bathroom for the morning. It's craziness. And a lot of these catering halls are going to be going out of business anyway because of all the social distancing and things like that. A lot of people are changing their plans for their weddings. And they should have been doing that. They should have been making ulterior plans all this time anyway, alternate plans. Okay, B? So, ZX, will you go to Kaylee's house tonight? Son of Sticks, Son of Wands, Two of Wands. Yeah, you want to. You're not sure. There's a reason. Don't use it as a weapon. Just use it as knowledge and as a way to, don't even use it. This is strength, ZX. Yeah, you can go. If you want to, you'll go. Yeah, don't use it as a weapon. Just use it as information that you don't even need. If she's 26 years old, she's getting ready to get married. What difference does it make now? Who her father is, she'll figure it out when she starts having kids herself. If there comes a time. If it's her uncle, is not going to ever probably show up anyway. So just put that in your, write it down somewhere, or lock box somewhere. And if it comes out that it's true, oh yeah, my intuition was right. That's all the affirmation you'll need. But it's not your problem. But that's wicked for B. Thank you again. Um, thank you so much. Yeah, that's beautiful of you. Yeah, but I wouldn't use that against either of the parties. And definitely I wouldn't mess with her, with the mother. Just don't. But like I said, just think about it. He could, if you've never spoken to her, unless you got confirmation from a whole bunch of other people about this, he could be doing triangulation himself. All right. Check out there's this HG Tutor talks about the narcissist and gives a lot of information because they are narcissists themselves, and so they're snitching on their fellow narc. And if you watch the series, it'll explain to you in the first one why. Because he's a narc. And he has disdain for lesser narcissists. That's what he calls them. Very fun. It's not funny, but he's serious, British voice, which always lends some seriousness to it. Doesn't necessarily mean it's that, but marketing is marketing. And it gives you some tips. You might find out that you yourself have some narcissistic tendencies, as we all do, but it's very interesting. And maybe you'll be able to figure out really what's going on around here. But there's nothing worse than a narcissist with a, you know, magical powers that they're aware of. That can be quite disconcerting for folks. Huh? Yeah. So that's my suggestion. Don't even worry yourself with it. If you could suggest that they get married some other way and nobody's mother comes, and that way nobody's feelings is hurt, I would do that. I would suggest that to him to suggest to her. But if they're not open to your input, keep your opinion to yourself and find something else to do on that wedding day. Maybe you and the mother can go somewhere, but I'm sure she won't want to because that's her son. And that really is not cool. I mean, that's cruel. That's cruel for her mother not to want her. I mean, is his mother a drug addict or something? Jeez, even if she was, you know, Prince Philip. I hope everything is okay with him. But I'm just going to bring this up because this came up. Prince Philip of England, right? Queen Elizabeth's husband. His mother was like in this kind of mental ward, and she was living as a nun in her old age. She was at their wedding. She left you a voice message. Really? How you know it was her? I'm just saying. Don't even worry about it. Could be anybody. How'd you get your number? Just think about these things. Tricks, tricksters are tricky. I know he is. I have told him. I leave this in God's hands. I give him everything. If it doesn't belong to me, shall it be? Yeah, just leave it alone. Yeah. But you know that he's a narc. You know that he's a little narcissistic and she's a little narcissistic. And they got something between them that they haven't worked out yet. But and you can't put nothing past anybody. The only person that you can trust is you and God. And you know that, right? So just pray for these people. Maybe you make friends with the boy's mother, and then you and her have a better relationship. And that might be something to do, constructive, because, you know, that's kind of, that's horrible. Yeah, pay attention to the bird. Woodpeckers, oh, I don't have the book here, but I think Cancer's bird in the Native American totem may be the woodpecker. Google that. The Native American astrology. Cancer may be a woodpecker. Could be. But look it up. Or if you send me a email. But no, you can look it up. Google it. It's right there. Native American astrological totems or Native American totems and see if woodpecker is Cancer. And if the woodpecker is Cancer, then maybe she is sending someone to tap on your window. A familiar. Possible. But anyway, protect yourself, protect your energy, put her in the freezer so that she stays away from you. And pray for him and pray for his daughter most of all. Because no matter what this is, it's bad for her, any way you look at it, whether he's her biological or not. For her mother to be making that kind of a condition on her fiance's mother, that's a lot. She needs a friend. She really does. And maybe that's the position maybe that's why you're there, to be there for his daughter. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why you got the dream, so that you could be there for his daughter. All right? You're welcome, darling. Thank you so much for your generosity. I appreciate it. And your patience. And I guess Z Hex didn't figure out what a super chat was yet. And I did pull for them. So see it when it replays. All right. So it's been 2.5 hours. I think that I have done enough. Don't use it as a weapon, I know. But even if I misread it or you mistyped it, somebody else who will be listening to this later on, that'll be their lesson. Don't use it as a weapon. Not at all. Because who are you using it as a weapon? Who could you possibly use it as a weapon against? Not your boyfriend. That would be unnecessary. Not his daughter. The only person it would be a weapon against is the wife, the ex-wife, and she don't give a damn because she already got away with it. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case and he doesn't know, she doesn't already. She's pressing her luck. She's pressing her luck. Maybe she forgot. You know, maybe she was out there so hard she don't even remember. Could be. Depends on, how hardy the party was. She might not even remember. Or she may have gotten away with it for so long, she's gotten cocky about it, and she's figuring, well, nobody said anything. They got married, got divorced, and got away with it. But she may know that you are intuitive, and that's why she don't like you. Maybe the boy's mother's intuitive, and maybe the two of you can become friends, and maybe that's something you'll get out of this situation. All right, B. Thank you so, so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share this with your friends. And I'll be talking to you soon. If you want to get a personal reading, you can always send me an email or go to my website, which is IyaPatsy.com. All right? And I'll talk to you real soon. Thank you so much. And I appreciate it. Thank you again. And I'll talk to everybody real soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, your night, and peace. All righty. How do we do this? That's not how they do it. Ugh, kills me with this. They change this. They change this so much. YouTube. Love them. Now they change how we get out of this. Ugh, it's crazy. I don't want to lose this. All right.